was crazy. Here
we go. Good evening, everyone. I meant you beautiful people. Welcome to the Class vs. Grass Gaming Podcast. I'm your host for tonight. Hey, Jay. Joining me as usual, the Crassy one, our GT85.
Are you just the host for tonight?
Just tonight. Just tonight.
Okay. Hello.
I'm not the host on Monday through Saturday's Class vs. Crass.
Your mouth is very blue, sir.
Yep. I was licking a Smurf. That's why we're late.
Ah.
So, welcome, everyone. It is a slow news week. Yeah, we're not going to be talking about Switch rumors. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Sean's vacation. We're going to be talking about a lot of good games we've been playing, as well as some BathWater. Because, we all like to laugh, and we all like to shake our heads. But there's clearly a market for this stuff, because it's selling out.
I mean, the chick is smart. The dudes who are buying it are the lame ones.
They're all YouTubers buying it.
No, it's not all YouTubers. Do you know that she has like 4,000? We were talking about this on the show that I was just on. She has almost 4,000 Patreon people.
Wow. I wonder what people will do with that water, though. Do you think they'll drink it, or do you think they'll take a bath with it? What do you think?
I think they'll probably like jerk off with it and like smell it while they're jerking off, stuff like that.
Oh.
Like let's be honest.
That's pretty graphic.
I mean, it's just like you use panty market. You're not buying a used panty to sit there and post it on your wall or some shit like that. Like you have ulterior motives for it.
Yeah, but panties are one thing. You can put it on your head. It's solid. Like you can free your hands and put it wherever you want. This is a really crude start to this show, by the way. Water, it's you got to keep it in the container. It gets everywhere.
You dabble a little below the nostril or something. I don't know.
Like Vicks?
Yeah.
Do you guys have that in the U.S.? When you're
we have Vicks.
Oh, God. But you take baths quite a few times, I hear.
Yeah, I like baths. They're relaxing.
I bet you if you tried to sell your bath water, it would sell.
No, it wouldn't. I wouldn't do that either. Like
I will bet you if you sell 10 bottles of RGT water, it would sell it.
I mean, as a joke, maybe, but I also feel like the people, a vast majority of the people that are buying it are not buying it for a joke. Like, yes, some YouTubers are buying it to make a video about it. I get that. That's smart. You're going to make some bank off that. But I would say, I mean, we don't even know how many bottles there were available, correct? Have you seen like her Instagram?
No, I've been meaning to check it out.
Of her like making the water.
I did. Yeah, there's the one where she just scoops it, then she spits it, and then there's one where she like water fucks it.
She's like 19 and living at home and shit. She's making bank.
Work smart, not hard.
Yeah, imagine like that's your daughter though, like walking in.
You'd be like, "How much money are you making?"
Yeah, where's my portion?
Right?
Where's my portion?
It's time to pay that rent. There, we gotta talk about that.
I mean, yeah, that's weird, but whatever.
Yep. Well, that's enough time spent on that topic. On a more interesting note, did you guys know? I'm gonna shed some light of knowledge here. Shed some wisdom with you guys.
Did you know?
Did you know? I missed that segment. So in the U.S., you have this delicious fruity snack called fruit by the foot, right?
Yes.
So we have this in Canada as well. And as per Canadian rules, everything has to be bilingual, French and English. So I just learned tonight that the French name for fruit by the foot is fruit aux langues. It's actually fruit aux langues. But just read this in English. It says fruit aux langues. This is Sean's.
That's not fruit by the foot.
That's fruit. Yeah, I ripped off the foot part. See that? Fruit by the foot on this side. And on this side, it's fruit aux langues. So this is your official snack.
Yeah, but that's just because you people don't use feet, do you?
No, we don't. But
meters.
That's the thing, though. It's not fruit by the meter or fruit by the centimeter.
Yeah, it's fruit by the foot.
Yeah. Or in
At least
French,
it should be.
fruit Olong. Which translates exactly to fruit of long. The fruit of long. Like if I would translate that French word.
It's like fruit of the loom.
But more like your fruit. Fruit of long. The long of
I do have plums.
Great. All right, let's talk about something proper like video games. What have you been playing, Mr. RGT Vacation?
I played Stranger Things 3, the game. I actually just finished it this morning.
How is that? And do you watch the show?
I actually, on my actual birthday, I woke up, I took a shower, I sat on the couch, and I watched the entire season.
Okay.
And just ate cake.
Oh, I haven't watched season 3 yet.
Yeah, I watched all of season 3 already. And then as I was watching season 3, I was enjoying it, and then I bought the game. The game is a 1-to-1 replication of the story that happens in the show, even down to like the episodes. So obviously watch the show if you plan on playing the game first. But it's not good. It's not bad.
Oh wow, just like that, eh?
I mean, it's not bad. It's mediocre for $20. Like, and there's not, with all that source material and all the stuff you can pick from, like they were very lax on it. Like the only part that I felt they went a bit above and beyond is there's a scene where you're in the hospital and you're basically looking for someone in the hospital, and there's different hospital rooms, and you can read the hospital room names, and that was actually funny because it was like R. Balboa, slurring speech, head trauma, M. McFly.
Oh, so they had a bunch of Easter eggs.
Yeah, like that. But there wasn't, I don't know, the gameplay is just, it's not very good. I mean, it's not bad. It's just a very, like if I scored it, I would give it like a 6. Like it's just very middle of the road sort of game. And
it's like an isometric brawler.
Yeah, and it's just, if you've never watched the show, like it doesn't do anything to bring you into the universe. Like it assumes that you know what the fuck is going on and who these people are and who these characters are.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, as a fan of the show, I enjoyed it more so than other people would, but being completely objective, it's not all that great.
Okay. Anything else you play?
Red Faction Remastered.
Oh, yeah.
Very good game. Very good game. If you like blowing shit up, it's amazing.
Can you elaborate on blowing shit up? Am I blowing shit up in the first person? In
Third
2D?
person.
Third person.
Third person, big open world, blow up buildings and kill people. And the story sucks. The story's terrible. I couldn't tell you what the hell happened in that game. But the gameplay is very, very fun. And that's all. I mean, for a budget game, it does the job. It's only like $30 like physically, so very, very enjoyable game.
I picked up a game that I've been meaning to play for a few years, a bit of a big indie title, Yooka-Laylee. I finally got it for free, and I've gone off into the world of a whole new game launcher. So I don't have any loyalty or allegiances to PC platforms. Like there's a lot of people who are going off, and when like Epic Game Store will take a game exclusive, they're just going to cancel their game because it's not on Steam and stuff like that, right? To that, more power to you. You vote with your wallet. You say what you want. For me, I don't care if I have 2 launchers open and one lets me play a game for free and one doesn't. I'm going to go where I can play for free. That's just how I am, because I'm cheap like that. So I had no idea Twitch had its own game launcher, but that's how they got me. Yooka-Laylee is free on Twitch this month if you have Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime in my case. Well, I mean, if you have Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime, which is my case. I have Amazon Prime, therefore I have Twitch Prime. Therefore, I got the launcher to get Yooka-Laylee. And there's 3 other games that are also free, but I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't know that they offered free games every month. Maybe this is new, because when I checked like a year ago, they were only offering perks for like Overwatch, League of Legends, all those games pro real gamers play. But it's a good time. I remember I played the demo of Yooka-Laylee prior to its launch, and I didn't really like it. I felt it kept a lot of the negativities, like the negative points of the 90s, and they brought it into the modern era. Like, I hate the gibberish talk. I don't know how anyone can stand hearing character going like like over and over as you're just like reading the dialogue slowly. I hate that.
So I guess you hate Animal Crossing.
I don't play Animal Crossing.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. No, I don't. And the camera feels very 90s too. Like if there's a pole and you try to pivot the camera around and it hits the pole, your camera just stops. So the camera mechanics just feels. But otherwise, I had a good time with it. I played it for about an hour. I dabbled in the first world, made it all the way to the second, to the ice world. It definitely has a lot of challenge that I can tell just from some early like challenges I had to do, and I was like, oh shit, this is hard. Otherwise, it is what you'd expect. It plays very much like a Banjo-Kazooie game, which is what they were going for.
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah, did you beat it, or did you?
No, I played it for a couple hours and
just to dabble.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gadget Mike. I do like this shirt. Actually, on the bottom, you've got the. You've got his.
Is that part of the $4,000 you spent on Hollow Knight?
Close, if you want to include it. Actually, no. I got this one for free. I got this at EGLX actually last fall. So, and I actually didn't really pay much attention because the sequel wasn't announced. But you got Needle's weapon here on the left, which is cool. Have you played this game? Like, do you even understand?
Nope.
Oh, you haven't even touched Hollow Knight?
Nope.
Do you want to touch Hollow Knight?
No, because you like it too much.
I'm really curious. I don't know. I can't tell if you would like it or not. Like, I'm really.
I wouldn't like it because you like it too much.
Oh, come on. I like other things. I was going like crazy with Breath of the Wild, and you like Breath of the Wild too.
Yeah, but that's a big game.
Hollow Knight's a pretty big game too.
Yeah, for you, because you spent $1 million on it.
It's a big game. It's a big deal. By the way, I'm trying to get those guys on this show. It's a 3-man team that made this game, so I think they'd be good guests. Yeah, I think I could see him hating it, Gadget, because it's like a hard game, and what
does that mean?
You don't. Well, this is the thing. On the one hand, hard games are harder for you because like your skill level. But then on the other hand, you tend to like really difficult games that are bullshit. And on the other hand, I'm saying hard game not as a knock to you, but you understand that hard games require a certain amount of time investment to develop the muscle memory to progress, which you don't have.
Time? Yeah, I don't have time.
That's yeah. So that's why.
Time is my enemy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I played that. I feel I played some other stuff on the Switch, but I can't recall.
Mario Maker?
I did not play Mario Maker since launch day. I put a bunch of time in on launch day and a little bit more after I think our show last week. You know what? Very rarely. So you know how every Monday I play an indie game from the Indie Corner showcase?
Yes.
I'll be transparent. A lot of the times I play it on stream and I never touch the game again. Like, they rarely have longevity, but every now and then there's an indie game that I have to go back to. And this game, which is the Gravekeeper that I picked up, I must have put in 6 to 8 hours into that game by now. There's something with this like I think it's the Gravekeeper. I'm just looking up the name. Gravekeeper.
Oh yeah, I think it's Stardew Valley with skeletons or something.
Yeah, pretty much. But the thing is, I have Stardew Valley and I didn't get hooked into it like this. So now I'm wondering if Stardew Valley plays exactly like this, I need to go back and get hooked on Stardew Valley. So it's really cool.
Cemetery management, a sim.
Yeah. So so here's the backstory, right? And you can figure out if you want to play it. You're a dude, something happens, you get like you're a dude in modern time, you get sent back into the medieval time. Then for some reason you have to figure out a way how to get back home, but you end up being now you're like assigned as a gravekeeper. So there's this like communist donkey that shows up every week, dumps a dead body, and it's up to you to like do an autopsy on it and bury it. And then like there's all these like little quest givers. So like there's a priest who shows up once a week and he's like, this graveyard looks like shit. You need to like make it look good. And then you can, harvest wood to create like wooden fences, and then you can upgrade it eventually to like stone fences and stuff. And that like makes your graveyard points go up, and then eventually that unlocks the church, and then you start building out the church, and then you can open a basement, and then you start like fiddling with alchemy in there, and then there's a garden that you can do to like do quests for the merchant so that you can get into the secret town, because there's like a pirate ship thing going on in there, and there's like a curse and everybody's miserable and you just want to get home. So like they keep layering and layering all this stuff, and you have to like keep unlocking the skill tree to be able to do more stuff and harvest more stuff and build more stuff, and it's a good time. So it's one of those games that like hooks me, because I'm like, oh, I'm just like 10 more minutes away from unlocking a new like ability or something.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I like that stuff. It reminds me of, do you remember A World of Kefling, which was an indie game on the Wii U?
Yes.
Same thing. I got hooked on that game and I was not expecting it. And that was the same thing where you had like an unlock tree and you had to like build more stuff and harvest resources to unlock. I guess that's the formula that hooks me like crazy. So.
It doesn't look bad. I'm looking at some pictures of it. I guess I'll watch this little video.
Yeah, it is a bit rough around the edges. There's some bugs. Like the text randomly goes things. The controls in the menus will like do weird things. So it's not a polished game, but it's fun. Yeah, Gadget Mike, it's a graveyard caretaker simulator with Stardew Valley vibes, because you can farm a little bit, but the farming system doesn't go as in depth. And like it's weird. Like you spend more time, I think, like getting wood and stone, building stuff.
Have you made any business alliances yet?
Any business alliances?
Those dead bodies don't need all that blood, do they? Why not sell it to someone who could put it to good use? Same for body parts. So hey, it's being efficient with recycling.
Yep, so you can actually start harvesting different things from the corpses. You can harvest their flesh, their meat, the brains, the intestines, and you have to unlock like things like you only start off with the meat. But then you can't sell the meat unless you get a royal stamp, so that you can like fake that it's not human meat, so that you can actually sell it on the market. So yeah, it's got that dark humor.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's my indie gem of the week. And what else? Got back into Yoshi today. Yoshi's Crafted World.
Why?
That's a grind of a game. Just unlocking. I beat the game, so I'm just trying to collect everything.
Why haven't you played any more Mario Maker?
Just too distracted with all these other games.
But Mario Maker is really good.
Have you been making levels in there?
No, I don't make shit. I just play levels.
I'll get back into it. What's one of the better ones that you've come across?
A Castlevania level.
What was that like?
Yep. It was like a Castlevania level. Like it had chandeliers and the dry bones and the moles would come up out of the ground.
Oh, that's really smart.
Yeah, it was very, very well done. There's very creative stuff going on in there.
Yeah. I was okay, so I did try to make a level last week. I tried to make the original Donkey Kong arcade level, and I made it so that like, so you start the level outdoors, and it's like I was trying to build the arcade cabinet that you go through a clear pipe, and it like takes you around, and it drops you like at the screen at the top of the arcade. And when you go in it, you start at the bottom left and you like make your way up. I couldn't make it fun. I lost patience and I just scrapped the whole thing. But that was the extent of my Mario Maker design phase.
I don't give a shit about doing that.
Are you still doing a lot of multiplayer stuff? I still haven't tried that.
No, not as much, just because it still doesn't work great.
So, tell me, how was this? Was this your first vacation of the year? Was it an official vacation you took?
No, I went to my grandma's on Tuesday for a party and then just stayed the night. And then Wednesday I came home. I might have even done a video Wednesday. And then I went to my uncle's house for some fireworks and a cookout. And then Thursday I sat at home and watched Stranger Things.
That sounds like a really good vacation.
I mean, it wasn't bad. Like, I enjoyed it.
That's my kind of vacation, staycations. And yeah, happy birthday, happy belated, Mr.
Thank you.
Are we allowed to say your age, or is that private?
What's my fucking name on YouTube?
All right. GTA 5.
Basic math comprehension. Well,
What's this, Nicholas? Yoshi's Crafted World is rubbish. So disappointed. I don't understand how they can get it so right the first Yoshi game on SNES, but get worse every entry onward. Now, I don't have that point of reference. But
are you talking about... See, I didn't really like...
Which one?
What the fuck? It's Yoshi's Island. The crying baby and stuff. I don't know. I thought the N64 Yoshi game, that's probably my favorite.
No way. That thing was weak.
I liked it.
I think Woolly World was like really, really good. And then Crafted World took a step back. I mean, come on. They're side by side. I felt that, Crafted World, I feel, is a lot more laid back, take it easy kind of game for any skill level anybody wants to play it. Woolly World, I feel, had that as a base, but also had a level of that you could play in that was a little bit more for advanced players, that was a little bit more challenging at the right dosage. So, and the music was better. They really took like 5 steps back on the music in Crafted World.
Yeah, you don't like the music.
It's the same theme song through the whole game, remixed. That's terrible. Don't agree to that?
I mean, you're not wrong, but I don't know. It didn't bother me that much. I guess because the music is kind of quiet in the game.
It is, but it's always the same theme, which escapes me at the moment.
That's probably for the best.
It was stuck in my head like in March when it came out, though. Gee, I feel I was playing other stuff. I can't remember. Anyways, what do we have for news? Oh yeah, EA hates being bad guys. Did you hear that story?
I did.
It's a little silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little tone deaf.
I mean, you're only the bad guys if you make yourself the bad guys. If you do things to promote being bad.
The thing is, they don't even grasp the basics of why they're being considered bad. They're like, if you see the whole interview, they say something like, I'm paraphrasing here, but, oh, we're a big company, so when we make mistakes, more people know about it. Like no, it's not. It's not because you're big. Everybody, there's a lot of other big companies out there who make a lot of mistakes, a lot more than you. But that's not why you're the bad guy.
Yeah, it's the thing about it is with a mistake, people make mistakes, and in cancel culture as we live in, nobody likes to give people second chances. But at the end of the day, a mistake is a mistake. The point of a mistake is that you realize that you have done something or said something or wrote something incorrectly, and then you make a conscious effort to not repeat that mistake, or you make an effort to alleviate and fix that mistake. And the thing is, it's not a mistake if you keep doing it over and over again. Right. It's just a creature of habit, or it's just who you are, or what you do.
Yeah. What is it that they call them again? Mystery packets?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
They're just surprise mechanics. That's what they are.
Yeah.
They're not loot boxes. They're surprise mechanics. Oh, these lawyers. DDF says, Jay, they know they're bad, and why also. It's failure to admit it so they don't have to change. So they won't, because they don't want to. Like, they could easily save face if they were like, all right, well, I mean, there's so many areas that they've screwed up on. But if they could just come out and say, like, hey, guys, we betted on games as a service 3-4 years ago, and clearly we were wrong. Here's a single-player game, Jedi Fallen Order. Go.
Well, you don't want to say that, though, because games as a service still has a spot in the market. It's just not as big as maybe they anticipated.
But they came out, they were pretty cocky about it. Like, oh, single player games are dead. Like, they were very vocal about their stance on it. So I think it doesn't hurt them to try to acknowledge that a little bit. Make them a little bit more less bravado, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else did we have? Oh, this news just came out this weekend. Fire Emblem 3 houses. If you want to beat the game with all 3 different houses, you're looking at 200 plus hours of gameplay.
Fuck that.
You know, right away, I was on the fence for Fire Emblem. And when I saw that, I was like, well, I'm not getting into this game. I'm just not.
I mean, I'll still buy it, but, you know, it'll be something that I maybe never finish, obviously. It's 200. I mean, 200 hours is a lot of time.
And it's 80 hours if you want to just finish one house.
Right, which I think most people would go for.
If it's really good, like that's Breath of the Wild level. I know a lot of people that put in 90 hours of Breath of the Wild, and it didn't feel like 90 hours. Because
I don't think I put that much into it.
I'm sure you did.
Now I kind of want to look.
Check it out.
Where is my Switch? I'm going to bet 50.
That you did not put 90 hours?
No, I'm saying I'm going to bet that I put 50 hours in.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Hold on.
I'm going to say it's over 80. You guys heard me. Over 80. What'd you guys put into Breath of the Wild? RPG fans crave that amount of time in the game. It's a real selling point. Yes, Nicholas, it is a real selling point. I get where you're coming from. Because I was that age too once. I used to play just RPGs when I was 15 years old. And whenever they would come out and say, here's a new Final Fantasy game, they would say how many hours in it. And I was like, oh, that's so good. That's so good. You'd want all the hours. But now as a grumpy 30-year-old, it's like, keep them lean. I feel like 10-hour mark for a good story is the comfort zone, and then like 10 other hours of side quests and bonus stuff if the game is good. Do you actually know where to find the time? Oh, you don't have your headset on. That's with all the cutscenes, all the extra missions, all the stuff. Could probably beat all 3 houses in 100. RPG 725 hours in Breath of the Wild. That is crazy.
That's a lot of hours.
That's crazy.
Where the hell is it?
I'm going to math that out. How many days is that? 725 divided by 24. Dude, you played a whole month. That's 30 days straight. Wow.
Oh, I've been playing more Bloodstained too. I forgot to say that.
Did they patch that yet?
Nope.
No.
Man, it's hasn't been the most pleasuring experience. I can't find it. It's like not popping up.
Yeah, it only shows you the most recent games you played or something. Because Nintendo knows that, because you can sort your games by playtime. So like, I don't know why they won't show you. You know where to find it? It's under your profile.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, it's not even letting me sort.
Oh.
Like I'm on the profile and it's showing me a list of games.
Yeah, so it's only going to show you the most recent ones.
Maybe if I try to select it. Hold on.
I don't know if anybody here knows how to do it. Look at all of these crazy people. Everyone's jotting down their hours. D-Dub, 180 hours in Breath of the Wild. Haven't finished the DLC yet.
It's gonna make me put in the fucking game. Hold on. Oh yeah, I never beat the bike DLC.
Oh, that's the best one.
I got frustrated.
It was pretty frustrating. Felix with 110 hours, Breath of the Wild. Hurry. Over 350 hours. My God. Guys make us look like amateurs. Squirrel Emperor with the Golden Turd at 195 hours. I still haven't gotten the Golden Turd, though I am striving for it. Unforgiven with 400 plus hours in Zelda. You put a lot of time into your games. Jeez, all of you guys are very dedicated to your gaming time. 600 plus hours into Xenoblade 2. Oof. I mean, if you have a commute, you don't have kids. Okay, that all helps. Yeah, the Wii U's
I don't
activity.
have kids.
No, but you have a lot of games on your hands.
It's true.
No.
All right, let's see here. Now that I've opened it, it should pop up on the list.
Hopefully.
Fuck you, Jason.
Why?
Fuck you to the pit of hell.
Why? Because I'm making you launch a good game?
No, because of the time.
What
My
time?
time was slightly askew
Oh,
to what
it's over
I
80?
thought it was going to be.
What is it?
90 or more.
There it is. Doesn't feel like it, does it?
No, I can't believe I played this shit for over 90 hours
I know.
without being. And the problem is, like, when I try to play the DLC, it's like I don't know what the fuck is going on in this game. Like, it's not a very hop in and, familiarize yourself easily game if you haven't played it in a while, I feel.
The second DLC is a lot harder. You know a game that's hard to get back into? Freaking Hollow Knight. I got back into that. Oh my god, did I get whipped.
I just mean from a gameplay perspective.
Like just remembering how to move?
Yeah, like how to play the game.
Oh, like parrying and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played this since April 26th.
It's not that long ago.
Yeah, I wonder why. Oh, because of the VR shit.
Oh, right. It's taken me 160 plus hours to traverse almost the whole map, says D-Dub. Damn. Where was I going with that? Oh, so I was... Okay, yeah. So everybody here was listing their time in games, which is in the hundreds of hours. And that reminded me. So this week I was watching a speedrunner. So Hollow Knight is known as one of those games that's actually insanely difficult to like 100% complete if you do everything. And I watched a speedrunner do 100% completion, all the bosses, everything, within 3 hours and a half, which is just ridiculous because this game is massive. I put in 20 hours and I'm at like 74%. And even if I got everything, doing the like final boss run in and of itself is just disgustingly impossible to even consider. And I learned that I was like, how is this guy like so good? How does he remember where everything is? I picked up in his stream. He put in 1,200 hours into Hollow Knight, which, gives you kind of a sense of how much time you need to put into a game to get so good, to get to that level of goodness.
Would you say that Hollow Knight is a better value than Shovel Knight?
Yes, I would. I would. It is. I actually went back and picked up Shovel Knight Treasure Trove on the Switch when it was 50% off. Oh, speaking of indie games, we haven't talked about all the Way Forward news. That was pretty big this week.
Keep on playing indie.
Only the good stuff. Don't play the bad stuff, kids. It makes it go crazy. Did you see it? River City Girls?
Yes.
Thoughts?
I mean, that's cool.
I thought that'd be your kind of game.
It is. I like River City games.
Minus the find your girlfriend or boyfriend aspect.
Yeah, it's kind of... I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but...
But I mean, it's exactly the opposite of typical beat 'em ups, which is like, we gotta find our girlfriends because this like bro dude stole our girlfriend.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what they were based on.
Yeah.
Double Dragon. Double Dragon has arguably the most epic intro ever on the NES.
I don't recall.
The guy just walks up to your girlfriend, punches her in the stomach, throws her on her shoulder, and then just walks away. Yeah.
Oh shit! I don't remember it going down like that.
Yeah, like, yeah.
No.
That's how Double Dragon starts.
Don't need more of a story than that.
You really don't.
It's a lot less subtle than Mario. What about? Did you see the new Shantae 5 cinematic?
I did.
Do you think that was a Smash tease in there?
No.
Why not? Because it was clearly the Smash symbol.
I mean, it's just a drama. Think about it. It makes people talk.
Oh.
It's just like, I don't know if we want to go down that rabbit hole.
That would be really sneaky. It's like what? Who are you calling out?
I'm not calling anyone out. I just think, first off, I think the whole outcry over it is fucking ridiculous. For the record, the whole Little Mermaid thing.
Oh.
My thing is with that is I feel like Disney knew exactly what they were doing, and they realized that you know, look when you look at their live action remakes of stuff, it's kind of like hype has gone from like here, and it's just sort of dwindled over time, and
What?
people aren't talking about it as much. So if Disney does something like that,
When was it ever here?
yeah, well, I mean, people were interested in some of them, but I feel like Disney knew exactly what they were doing because people would talk about it, and so it makes perfect sense. Now, I think it's fucking. I mean, it's cool to talk about something, but like people that are taking it to like this extreme, like just like these racist motherfuckers. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's a fucking mermaid. Like a mermaid doesn't have a set color. Like source material. It's like, okay, but I mean, when you look at the Little Mermaid, it was one movie. It's not like it has a lineage. It's not like Sonic. Okay, it's not like Sonic here.
What if they made Sonic yellow?
Well, it'd be Golden Sonic.
Super.
He would
Sonic.
just have to be. Yeah. Well, we called him Golden Sonic.
Oh.
But yeah, it's so weird. Like, first off, Disney just needs to make original IPs, but I feel like they knew what they were doing, and they knew people would talk about it. It's just a smart business decision. I'm sure the movie will be fine, and kids don't fucking care. Which is who's gonna watch the movie.
First of all, somehow I've managed to avoid this entire topic. I've heard
Really?
a little bit about it.
Twitter.
I know.
Somehow
I've missed it. Like the people I follow, I guess.
My Ariel. Like, what the fuck? You're like in your 30s. Like, what is wrong with you? Stop it.
I've seen very little of it, which is great. But I'm just remembering, wasn't there this level of outrage a few years ago when I don't know how this turned out. Wasn't it a black Spider-Man? But then it turned out to be like they made their own character. It was Miles. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't into Spider-Man as much back then. I remember that. I don't know if it was Miles or if it was like a black Peter Parker, but I remember that there was like a black Spider-Man, and everybody lost their shit of like, Spider-Man can't be black. But if it was like just Miles, then everyone like needed to cool down a bit.
The argument is that Hans Christian Andersen wrote her as Nordic looking. I didn't know that. But I mean, still, like, okay. So Hans Christian Andersen, like, are people really? If you ask the average Little Mermaid fan, about, who wrote The Little Mermaid, they're not gonna know.
And I think ultimately, stories like diversity. Dare I say, we live in a more diverse age than ever. Like before the age of where we are now, there was a lot less diversity. So like, let's say I'm a white guy in a white town and I'm writing a story. I'm going to write a story with white characters because that's what I'm used to seeing and knowing. So I don't really see an issue with a story evolving because times are evolving and changing. If we live in a more diverse culture and stuff, who cares about Does it change anything? No. Race, nationality, everything, genders. You could make Little Mermaid about a dude. I don't care.
But then you couldn't be a mermaid. It had to be a Little Merman.
Yeah, the
You'd have to
Little
rewrite the whole
Merman.
thing.
That I don't know. That makes me smile more. Just the word, the Little Merman.
I like Merman and Castlevanias.
I hate those guys.
Why?
They're dicks. They just jump out and spit shit at you. Everything spits shit at you in that game. The Little
I
Mermaid.
wonder if there's going to be penises hidden in the Little Mermaid live adaptation, like there was allegedly in the cartoon.
Did every like 90s Disney film have a freaking?
Well, you had Sex in the Clouds of Lion King.
Yeah.
Aladdin, Will You Sleep With Me?
What? I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Oh.
Let me look it up. Aladdin, Will You Sleep?
Oh boy, can't wait to see what you're gonna see on that.
Oh
search.
God, I was looking up Aladdin stuff the other day for some reason. What was the thing? Okay, it's not Will You Sleep With Me. So I'm sure someone in the chat will know what it is. Yeah, so Disney does need to start doing original content for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, all those 90s cartoons, for example, those weren't technically original content. They were all based on books. Like Mulan is an old story. Little Mermaid.
Aren't they doing a live action of that?
The trailer just came out today. Yeah.
Who is going to watch? Is Mulan popular?
With the Asian demographic.
Oh, Aladdin tells teens to get naked.
In the film?
Yeah, man. Aladdin don't play.
Wow.
I mean, he was a teenage boy himself, so what's the problem?
Was he really a teenage boy though?
I don't know. He's probably like 40.
Aladdin is another story. You know, that's a story that's been told many over the ages.
I wonder if you could do a white Aladdin. I'm just fucking around.
You should.
But yeah, you had Sex in the Clouds. You had the Little Mermaid with the penis on the VHS cover, and then the little priest dude got a boner supposedly.
What priest dude?
The guy, I don't know, the guy who like married him.
Oh.
Little Mermaid erection. There's the erection
geez.
scene. Does the minister in Little Mermaid get an erection? According to Snopes, let's see what they say.
This is a sort of stuff you usually look up at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night when you're...
Yeah, I look it up at prime time.
A ginger Aladdin.
Well, did you see with Toy Story, they got rid of the casting call blooper in Toy Story 2.
What?
Naked Jessica Rabbit, yes. What was that fucking movie? I wanted to say The Avengers, but it's not The Avengers.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No. Oh, it's a legend, they say. That had the naked scene with like
Who was naked?
in the Disney movie. It's a cartoon, and there's a naked chick like in a window.
What?
Disney cartoons.
Someone drew a naked woman in the window?
No, it's like a poster or something.
I don't know what you're
The Rescuers did a topless woman. Because why is Snopes going so slow?
I don't know. Everybody's looking it up right now. That's why.
I'm pretty sure this is confirmed. Yes, true.
Jason says The Rescuers. So there's some titties in The Rescuers.
Yep.
Wow. The more you know.
Yeah.
See, you guys come here to hear about video games, but you never know what you're going to learn.
You really don't.
We got
life lessons.
We got Fruit Long and titties and Rescuers. What else we got in terms of gaming news for this week?
That's pretty much it. Switch Mini, if you want to talk about it again.
There was a no. Did you hear anything new about it?
Well, some guy from Forbes wrote an article and said that it's going to have a 1080p screen, which is better than the screen we have now on the current Switch, which would really be interesting.
Yeah, because that's like a nice upgrade that doesn't change.
Yeah, but it's the Mini. That would be something you would expect in a Pro, not a Mini.
True. Well, I mean, we've all kind of created this illusion of what the Mini is and what it means.
Yeah, but if the Mini is cheaper...
What if there is no Pro? What if there's just a Mini Pro?
But if with the Mini... So a Mini's going to cost more?
I don't know. It's been a while. Maybe a revision with a 1080p screen doesn't actually cost more. Parts are constantly dropping in price.
Yeah, but you're going to have the standard Switch at 300 and then the other one at 200? That makes no sense. That's better? Why would you would cannibalize the Switch? I got to pee. Hold on.
All right. I don't know. I'm not following these rumors very much. It reminds me too much of the days of the NX. Not a fan. Also looking up the news of what else we can talk about. There was a lot of free stuff. But none of this, a lot of PC games, but like Sean doesn't play PC games, so I don't usually like talking about that with this guy. Whew, it was a light week. Oh, I don't know if he heard about the Street Fighter cops. That'd be interesting to hear his opinion on. Also, if you guys have topics, I think we're just about ready. Yeah, we're at the lightning round moment. So if you guys have questions, topics, get them ready for the lightning round. As soon as Sean gets back, we're going to be diving into that. The Mini should have 3D. Get out of here. 3D's dead. Yeah, they could totally stop production of the old Switch if the Pro gets released close to the Mini. Like, that's the thing. Some people are saying, like, there's going to be the Mini and the Pro. It could just be, the Switch 2. at the same price, and the old stuff gets discontinued, or the original Switch is the one that gets the price cut, and this Switch Mini Pro is the new $300 one. I do care a little bit about a revised Switch because my current one has been, let's just say, has been handled by children. So it's not quite in the condition that I would like. There's cracks on it. The plastic does a weird thing. My stand is all flappy, and the Joy-Cons do whatever they want to do. They don't even listen to my commands. So I would welcome an updated Switch that I can give my old one to the children and let me play with my new sexy Switch.
Interesting.
Yes. Did you hear, by the way, last piece of news before we get into the lightning round, did you hear about the Capcom teaming up with the police unit in Japan to promote? No. So Capcom is using Street Fighter to hire cops in Japan. They're using Street Fighter in the promo material.
Well, they did that with like Pokemon Go in the army.
What? I didn't see that.
Yeah. Where was it? Let's see if I can find the picture.
In Japan?
No, in the States.
Hey kids, you like walking and catching Pokemon? Imagine walking and catching terrorists.
No. Do you need extra cash to buy Pokeballs or items?
No way.
Pokemon while you're getting paid and already outside while on the clock. Want money for college. Want blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a trap. Yeah, sure. I want some money to go play more Pokemon Go show up in boot camp and just get drilled to death.
You could be in the reserves, though.
You still have to go through a boot camp to go into the reserves, don't you?
I don't know how that works.
I think so. Anything like you could have a desk job in the military and you still need to do boot camp. Like boot camp is the rite of passage everyone has to go through if you want to be associated with the military. All right.
Yeah. Lightning round.
That's the thing.
How can it be a Switch Mini if the Switch refers to being it? Yeah, that's a good question.
What's the question?
Because that's the big question mark is, will it work with the dock? How will it work with the dock? If it doesn't work with the dock, is it really a Switch?
Ooh. What makes a Switch a Switch?
Well, being able to do both things.
To switch.
Dude, that Switch VR thing was terrible. I don't know how they messed that up so bad.
Oh yeah, I saw your video about that, but I didn't watch it.
It literally made me sick, like nauseated.
Oh, what's this? This is the ad.
Yeah.
Gonna share this. Hang on.
I used to be. I'm in the Air Force. You need to go basic training. Okay.
US.
Oh, that shit would kick my ass, dude. Like somebody yelling at me and like me trying to remain calm.
Yeah. I mean, I've done martial arts, which is probably the closest you get to yelling, but it doesn't compare to boot camp. Boot camp is terrifying.
Did I ever tell you my karate story?
I didn't know you did karate.
Karate.
Okay.
Basically in 8th grade, me and my best friend were like fucking dicks and like pretty much an extension of who I am now. Like, don't give a fuck, who you piss off or anything like that. And basically, there was a group of like 8 or 9 dudes that just hated us, and like they would come to our neighborhood and like threaten to fight us and stuff. Sometimes they would show up at our houses and shit. So our parents,
Were they Cobra Kai?
No, they were just dicks. My parents, or our parents, both of our parents were like, oh, well, it'd be good if you guys went to karate or something. We're like, yeah, that sounds badass. And so I remember my mom signed me up for like 10 lessons, and then my buddy signed up for like 10 lessons as well. Mm-hmm. And the first lesson, I was ready to leave. Like, I was so, all we learned was horseback riding stance.
Oh, yeah. Did you smoke back then?
No, I was 13. I didn't start till I was 16.
I mean, the question remains.
Well, I mean, I did smoke cigarettes, but not regularly.
Okay.
So yeah, and then the second thing, they did a sparring, and they put me up with some guy, and
you sparred in your first class?
In the second class.
That's not common.
and yeah, like the dude kept like tagging me on the side of the head, and I was like, "Hey man," like I was wearing it like a guard,
Of course.
but I was like, "Hey man, chill out with that. Like you're pissing me off." And he kind of like he was an older guy. He's probably like in his 30s.
Oh man.
And he just kind of started laughing, and then he did it again and again, and like I got really pissed off and like grabbed a chair and like threw it at him and stuff. Yeah.
You went full wrestling on him.
No, like I asked him to stop and he didn't stop. And then I told my mom, I was like, I'm not going to this shit anymore. It's fucking stupid. And she was like, but I already paid for 10 lessons. I was like, too fucking bad. And like, I didn't go anymore.
God, that is one of the most Sean stories ever. The fact that someone was pissing you off, you threw a chair, and you told your mom. Somehow, those two things that shouldn't be similar are very similar for you.
I mean, he didn't stop. And like, it ruined my karate experience.
Right. Was that class 1 that they taught you how to pronounce it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, I was lucky. Nobody bashed on my head for many, many classes. I think sparring was kind of off limits to white belts. You had to, earn your way into sparring in most places that I've seen.
I still remember my sensei's name.
Yeah, what was it? Was it a white dude? Was it a white dude?
No, it was a white woman, and I hated that. I was like, it pissed me off. Call me racist, whatever. If I go to karate, I expect an older, Middle East or Asian sensei, not a white woman in her 40s.
Did she have a glass of wine?
It pissed me off.
Take this glass of wine from my hand. Go. That would be my kind of karate. Karate, sorry.
Karate.
See, I've had many teachers. I've dabbled in probably more than half a dozen different schools. Because I've been enrolled in Taekwondo when I was 15, Taekwondo Hapkido, and I did that till I hit black belt. And then every time I moved cities, I would always try like a new school. So I've done so many white belt programs through different schools. So, I've had the white teachers, the Asian teachers, all the teachers.
I just feel like, it should have been an Asian dude, like Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, for sure.
That's what I expected to walk into this place and Miyagi greets me, not some middle-aged white woman. So, granted, she probably could have kicked my ass, but I don't care.
Sure. I had an experience like that when I lived in Ottawa for a bit. There was what was it? It was a very I forget what kind of Aikido. It was Aikido. That's Japanese. And it was an older man who had like Miyagi. I almost said Miyamoto. I was like, that's not it. Miyagi vibes. And he had a garden inside his dojo. And like there was the dojo, and then at the back of the dojo there was the garden, and like he was like and his tea supplies, and he'd just be in there like trimming his plants and stuff. I'm like, this is the guy I want to learn Aikido from. And he was like a really gentle, like short man who would always smile. And he's like, yeah, when the summer comes around, we actually like train outside bare feet. I'm like, that's so badass. Like I was exactly like Kung Fu Panda, like the panda, and how he's like nerding out over the teachers and everything that they're doing.
No, the person I beat up wasn't a woman. It was a dude.
Mom, I beat up my woman teacher.
Have you seen any real Gears 5 footage? I think, isn't there like beta footage of the multiplayer floating around? Exactly. A white woman, a white middle-aged woman was not what I wanted as a 13-year-old boy learning karate.
Okay.
You can
but you look
say
up
whatever
to,
you want.
You look up to your mother, though, and she's a older white.
Not for fighting.
No? She's not feisty?
No.
Okay. White woman is not an authentic experience to a teenage male.
Well, I didn't really be like I just threw the chair at him.
At him? Did it hit him or like in his general direction?
I mean, it might have hit him in the leg or something.
Okay. Yeah, I was hurrying up to type that. The last school that I did, sorry, I wasn't done my karate story, was kendo, which is when you're in fully decked out armor with swords. It's like a swordsmanship, basically. You've got like this bamboo sword called the shinai, and that was taught by a Korean teacher who had not the best English. So he taught through showing instead of telling, which was, I liked it. I liked it more that way. Like, don't tell me what to do, show me what to do.
Right.
I learned very quickly how to dodge and what words meant what. Gears 5, are you following that at all?
A little bit. I mean, I'll play it because I like Gears, but it's been a very strange situation ever since E3.
They're dealing with its promotion in a very different kind of way.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I think I forget who it was on Twitter that was calling out. Another YouTuber who said they're concerned at how much they're like emphasizing the multiplayer aspect of it. Like, it doesn't seem to be focusing so much on the single player experience or the story, which is, I think, what Gears was most known for. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that familiar with the series. I could never get into it myself.
It's not bad. I mean, the gameplay in the first game was really kind of different, especially the online multiplayer. But it never really... I mean, I guess it's a good thing that it never really expanded, but maybe they just released... Because they released, I want to say... How many... There was 4 Gears of War games on the 360, I want to say. 1, 2, 3, and Judgment.
Oh, maybe. 4 came out on the Xbox One.
Right. So it was almost like they blew their load with it. Yeah. You know, they just released too many of them.
Well, that's kind of what they did with Halo, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Then they had to put that on the back burner. It's going to be on Game Pass, so why not try it out? I'm about to get into Game Pass. Oh, I'm actually super excited about this. Finally, my potato PC is going out the window this week. If all goes well. I already ordered one part today. The rest, I have to wait for a few more details this week. But I'm hoping it all comes in this week. Finally get my PC upgraded. Then I'm going to get Game Pass for PC. So it actually like works out more economically because a lot of the times when I so I stream every Monday a new indie game, right? Which means I buy a new indie game every Monday. And I realized, like, wait a minute, a lot of these games are already on Games Pass. So instead of just buying it on Switch, if I have access to it for Game Pass, I can still stream it to see what the game's about.
Oh, look at you. Not supporting developers. You heard it here first.
Yeah, the money makes its way to them somehow. You don't think they get a cut for being in Games Pass?
Not as much.
I don't know.
No, there's no way.
I think in the zoom out view, they probably gain more because now more people have the chance to play their game. And I don't know what
they do it for exposure.
Exposure, and maybe there's a statistic on how many people play your game in Games Pass that determines how big of a cut you get. So maybe that cut works out to be bigger than people just buying, like less people buying the game.
Here's something I want to end this show on, which was an interesting tweet. Done by the guy who reports for the NPD, which tracks video game sales in the United States. I follow him on Twitter, no problems with him. He's been on this crusade lately. That's very interesting to me, where he feels that streamers should pay royalties for streaming games. And I just want to be like, are you fucking dumb? Like
not even insulted, just what?
Like, do you not realize how many games become popular and how many people become millionaires from these games because of streamers?
Right.
Like, it's such a weird narrative, but like, I don't know, maybe it's just an old school mentality, but
there's a lot of people who are pissed at seeing streamers make money because they're like, oh, they just play video games. Nobody truly appreciates the work and the commitment it takes to get to where they are unless you try it yourself.
It's not like it happens overnight.
It doesn't happen overnight. B, streaming a game to that level, like if you're that big, you're entertaining to a certain level. And that means you are outputting that kind of energy to your audience, oftentimes 4, 8, 12 hours a day. People don't understand how not easy that is. Maybe it's easier for some people than others. But like, you're not just playing a game with like, zombie face. You gotta talk to your audience. You gotta be engaging. You gotta be fun. So yeah, respect your streamers.
Yeah, I don't know. Just it was a weird thing. But
so this was a tweet you said, just from the guy?
Yeah.
You want to call him out? What's his name?
No, it's the guy from the MPD group. He's not a bad guy or anything. I just don't agree with him.
Is he a bad guy or a bad guy? No, I'm just curious who. Like, I want to read what the tweet actually says.
He tweets a lot, so it'd be
Tough to find.
Yeah.
Because what's his premise? People are making money off of someone else's work. Therefore, they need to pay a royalty to the developer?
Maybe.
That doesn't make sense. I'm just trying to think of a similar model to break that, but there's no really other entertainment industry that compares.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you're a hottie with a bathtub, I guess it just happens like that. I mean, how do you think
true.
Sean got so big? He's got a bathtub. Do I have a bathtub? I don't have a bathtub. That's the problem. I need to move out of this house. I need to get a house with a bathtub. I got to take some pics in the bath.
There you go. That's what I'm about to hop into right now.
Yeah. Please Instagram story it for your followers.
No.
Do you have a rubber ducky in there?
No.
Any toys?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. It is at the 1 hour mark. So what do we have to look forward to from you, sir?
I'm not really sure. I got a product review that I've been working on that will be out sometime this week. And then I don't know. Probably some game reviews and shit like that.
Same old.
Same old.
Don't forget to give me that 32X stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably do that tomorrow.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Over here, as usual, find me tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern time for the Indie Corner stream, as well as the Indie Corner show, which drops tomorrow, Tuesday. It's harder. It's harder to gauge. I'm back to editing them, so I need a little bit more time for that. Because I was really bad at keeping a schedule before for my other editor. So that's on me. What else? I have a new Hey Jay Eats that I recorded last week, so that should be edited this week. So if you're interested in me talking about the things I taste, check it out. Hey Jay Eats. It's another channel. Otherwise, I do want to add a new entry to the N64's top 64 games or the Wii 100 in the next week or two. So that's coming down the pipe. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Same time, same channel. Actually, it'll be earlier. It'll be on time. So we'll see you then. Until then, keep it classy, or as Sean would say.
Keep it crassy.
Don't you ever throw a chair at me if we ever meet again.
Don't fucking spar with me.
Don't spar with me. I'll throw a chair at you.